God forbid you guys come in 10 minutes early to get your SHIT together.
That's a bad word.
We
Did you figure it out, Scooter?
Yeah, I think I got it.
Okay, yeah.
Here, I'm going to buy you 10 more seconds. Welcome to Clickbait Shorts, where 5 guys get together and try and figure out how YouTube works every week.
Holy crap, the new American Horror Story looks terrifying.
Yeah.
Good God. Tree, that... First of all, the ASMR sounds like bombs exploding of you reaching in to the bag. So...
You can't publish it when it started. We're done.
Huh?
You can't.
Like I couldn't. Yeah.
Oh no, you can't add it later. Dang.
Oh.
That is...
Nobody
that
donate
is,
to Scooter.
I'm going to see this in my dreams, and it's not going to be a good one. It's
Can we
not.
get a full body? Can we
That
ISO
is-
on Tree for one?
That is
When the
horrifying.
burrito
That is
comes-
terrifying.
Yeah, when the
Oh, there he
burrito
goes.
comes to eat you. Oh,
Oh.
my God.
Oh my God, it's... Can you imagine just like closing your curtains at night while it's like dark and just that face is on the other side of the window? That's pure nightmare fuel right there. And he's just yelling at you, "Pitch, guys, super bomb."
Yeah, just in the avocado stain on his
the avocado
mouth.
Right.
I
He's like,
think-
you want cilantro rice right now. You want...
Like I'm pretty sure 5 is going to have to wear this for Halloween if he wins another punishment. We need to incorporate this
It's a little
somehow.
crooked tree. That's a little...
Yeah, I'm trying to get this.
There you go.
adjusted
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, right
yeah.
there.
I
Okay.
think I loosened it up now.
Went to Chipotle.
But welcome back, guys, to another episode of a well-practiced, well-rehearsed Clickbait Sports. My gosh, do we have a show for you guys today? We've got the whole crew together. We got Brandon Perna. We got Urinating Tree. We've got Tom Grossi, 5 Points Vids, and
That's
of course, myself, Scooter Magruder. We've got a lot to talk about. Where do you guys want to start?
Want to start
It's
real
a
quick
big
by
session.
saying Tree already did this on Sunday, rocking with Operation Airdrop. I think he's still doing it.
Yep, I raised a little over $2,000.
Hell yeah, raised over
on
$2,000. Perna and also 5 also set up for Direct Relief. Direct Relief, we've also we've donated to them before. They have 4 stars. They have a perfect rating on Charity Navigator. They are a phenomenal organization. They have local chapters as well. They've already donated $74 million in aid to those impacted by the hurricanes. So we're raising money for them today. 100% of the super chats go directly to them. You could just decide what channel you want to give that to, but appreciate the hell out of you all because we already raised over $1,200 for that. So you're awesome. I appreciate the hell out of you. Let's go.
Nice.
Absolutely.
I hope Trees, that's his entire time. It's just, it's the camera moving back and forth.
I set my goal to raise $50 million during this stream,
You got this, bro.
and
I believe in you.
if we don't hit it, that's on you guys. That's on you guys.
Sure.
That's also fair.
Now, Tree, is that one piece?
Yes, it is one piece. It is whole, and the shoes, it's a whole onesie.
Oh,
It is just the same stuff.
Is it comfy at least?
It is comfy. I mean,
you
it's an
see
extra
okay?
large, and it's pretty loose.
yeah.
I could have gone to a large, but I mean, I'd rather leave a little bit to the imagination. Wink.
I want to see it in large. And now he's
I'm
got
telling you, Tree,
Chipotle.
every time you reach into that bag, it sounds like there's minor explosions just going on. It's worth it.
When did this punishment happen? I don't remember.
It's from last
Happened
week.
last week.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
by
weren't
the
here,
way,
I don't think.
speaking of, talking about, but why Tree is currently dressed in a Chipotle, Anyway, is because what we usually do is whoever gets the most donations gets punished. I, unfortunately, got punished and had to do Skullcast on GPS, and then the Vikings beat the Packers, so that did
Smashing
not age
success.
great. Didn't work out well.
So why don't we actually start there with that game? Packers versus Vikings. What did you guys see, Tom, from this game? Jordan Love's back.
Yep.
I said this in jest before. But is there a quarterback controversy brewing in Green Bay, Tom?
Well, he threw nearly 400 yards against Brian Flores' defense and threw 4 touchdowns. Yes, he threw a bunch of interceptions. Obviously, still hurt, but no, I think we're okay right now. I'm very happy with Malik Willis, waiting in the wings if we ever call upon him again.
And what did you see from this game, though?
Oh,
are we saying the Vikings are for real now, or is this just...
At the bare minimum, they are a very good team, right? And I think that there's definite concerns for the Vikings, sure. And I think even Vikings fans like, yeah, we're still hesitant about some things, but their offensive line is better. Jordan Addison came back, had a huge impact on that game, rushing touchdown, receiving touchdown. Sam Darnold is playing near flawless football, and the defense is playing much better than what it was 2 years ago. So I think the Vikings 100%, like, they deserve the respect. That second half, though, fourth quarter, the Packers rallied, scored 22 points, and it was not just in garbage time. Sorry. But yeah, it was like 10 minutes left in that game, and they came within one score. So I'm actually feeling pretty optimistic about the Packers, considering we had Jair Alexander out, we had Carrington Valentine out. On top of that, Jordan Love is obviously still banged up. And those aren't excuses. That's just why I'm optimistic for future play, because you're going to have guys back, and, you know, hopefully Jordan Love looks a little bit better when those turnovers. And
Tom, are you disappointed at the beginning of the season? Did you count sort of both Vikings games as W's for the Packers?
No, I figured we split them. I figured, like, with them and the Lions, I figured we'd split. You know, the Bears, we were just going to kind of wait and see. But that's what we've been doing. Last year, we split. It was literally the same thing. Like, the Vikings came into Lambeau. They beat us last year. That's when Kirk Cousins got hurt. And then we went into Minnesota and beat the crap out of them. Hopefully that happens again this year.
Does that make sweeping the Bears kind of top priority?
I always count it until, you know, I see them actually play. And their defense is really good. I'm still not convinced.
Yeah, they are.
So where is your confidence level going into this game next week against the Rams?
Pretty good. I mean, the Rams are banged up right now. I think you're going to see an improved game from Jordan Love. The big concern that I have with the Packers is 2 things right now. One, kicker. That's a bit of a problem right now, in that we had Narvison. He missed 2, and that definitely hurts. And the second thing is the lack of pass rush the Packers have right now. They are just not getting after the quarterback. So the good thing is, and again, thank you for Xavier McKinney. McKinney has 4 interceptions in 4 weeks, and he is just a stud, and I love him with all my heart.
The Giants have distributed an all-pro secondary to the rest of the league.
Yep, and you gave Saquon to the Eagles. You know, it hasn't been great, but yeah, no, I'm feeling pretty good about it. And yeah, man, like when we start playing teams like the Lions and stuff like that, NFC North seems pretty crazy this year. Very crazy.
It is very interesting to see which teams have gotten off to a bit of a slow start and which teams are red hot. A lot of them we didn't anticipate being like that, like the Vikings. I don't think anyone had the Vikings going 4-0.
I don't think so either.
I don't think anyone had the Broncos beating the Jets either. Let's go to Brandon Perna. What did you see in this offensive juggernaut of a game ending in 10-9 where you guys took that dub?
We just went in and proved that our defense is elite, that Aaron Rodgers going to need more than Nathaniel Hackett to help him win games. And also the weather. The weather really helped in that first half. It was an equalizer, a great equalizer. Keeping the game within 6 points at halftime worked out great for us. Bo Nix threw his first touchdown pass as a pro. I just found this stat today. Bo Nix only been sacked 4 times this season. That's tied for the best with Derek Carr and Lamar Jackson. So,
no picks.
Even though it hasn't all clicked yet on offense, offensive line's playing well. Defense is great. Special teams is great. So now we're actually in great shape to, I don't know, go through the season as Bo Nix develops and maybe win a few games that we shouldn't. And maybe, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but be competing for a playoff spot by the end of the season.
So you're saying
that good.
So you're saying that you identify with the underdog mentality.
Think of some of the legends of championships past. What did they have in common? They were the underdog. Proudly sponsoring the stream. Be the hero of your game by mastering pickup. Put your ball knowledge to the test. Choose the stat of your desire, higher or lower. The opportunities are endless. With daily promos and free picks, you can be the master of your own domain. Just use promo code CLICKBAIT in the link below. Get up to $1,000 in bonus cash on your first deposit and a special pick in the lobby. Everybody loves Underdog and Clickbait, right? Always play responsibly.
I just want to let you know the stream is also sponsored by Chipotle.
No, it's
I
not.
really thought you were about to make a point there too. So that
Hey.
That caught me off guard.
Clickbait, dude. But
I am so
appreciate
getting-
do you really do the underdog mentality? I'm just saying.
Well, my
I'm still
question
getting
for
Chipotle.
Perna is, where's your confidence level long term on Bo Nix?
I don't know yet. I think like he's doing a lot of little things well. One, not taking sacks. He's gotten better at not throwing those picks. The first 2 games was the interceptions were an issue. For me, we need to see the Broncos run game continue to help him. And that started to happen basically for the first time all year in the second half of this Jets game with Javonte Williams and Jaleel McLaughlin. Other than that, like, I think he's doing the things Sean Payton wants. I don't want to say he's like, the most accurate passer, but I will say like his first couple picks were just bad decisions. You know what I mean? And early on, there was some missed throws. We coined the phrase "bover throws." I haven't seen as many bover throws the last 2 weeks. So, and also he went against very good defenses. We played the Steelers, great defense. Jets defense, pretty good. Bucks defense was the worst one that he played, and we got the win there. And Seattle's defense, very good when they're healthy, which they were. So I think I think I need like another month or 2 to actually sort of see who he is, because maybe it's a cop out, but I just don't know yet. I don't know.
That is fair.
But he has shown that he's not the worst. He's not the worst, dude.
So, follow-up question to what Perna just said. Who is the worst starting quarterback right now in the NFL? If you had to choose one.
Are we talking all year? Or are we talking just in general?
Any quarterback that has started a game this year, who was the worst one?
Well, it was Bryce.
That's gotta
Bryce
be
Young.
Bryce.
I mean,
Bryce
I'm
Young
But in
or
the
anyone
lineup
after
now-
Tua playing for the Dolphins?
Gosh,
That's fair.
I think the criteria would have to be like
Oh,
in the
Watson's
lineup
pretty
now.
bad. Watson's pretty
Yeah.
bad now.
Trevor
Bad.
Lawrence has
Watson
looked
is-
really
It's,
bad.
it's like Deshaun Watson, Will Levis, Bo Nix are my top 3.
I would also add Trevor Lawrence to that list too.
Trevor Lawrence is looking like hot garbage as well currently. I'm with you on that, Tree.
How come you're not including Jalen Hurts in that
Holy
list,
shit.
Shooter? You're known Jalen
Sorry.
Hurts hater.
Izzy just donated $1,000 freaking fracking dollars
Wow.
to direct. Let's go.
MVP.
Can we get some W's in the chat,
Like
please?
that.
Damn.
W's
Wow.
in the chat, please.
That was a generous soul right there.
Damn.
Izzy.
Jesus.
At least some Chipotle
My
to that.
Izzy. Bo Busy.
Is he the worst starting quarterback?
I still can't find where the total is, which is crazy.
You just go on your actual, like the actual stream, Perna, like if you were watching it
from
and just
your
scroll down, it's
browser.
right there.
No, go on the actual.
I just lost the stream of consciousness. We were talking about worst quarterbacks,
The worst
Trevor
starting
Lawrence,
QB.
and then
yeah.
so yeah,
Legit best. That man is a hero right there.
absolutely. If there's not anything else on the Broncos game, though, let's go to the inter-clickbait matchup, which was the Dallas Cowboys, America's team, taking on the New York Giants. I did predict a 40-14 victory, and I also put my clickbait membership on the line. It was not 40-14.
It was not.
You were wrong though. You said it wasn't going to be a close game, and you gave me smack for that. Remember?
I really did. And Tree,
I was right. It was going to be a close game, and Dallas would win.
you were completely right. I apologize wholeheartedly.
Thank you.
I don't
I look
like
forward to
being
beating you
all
this
in.
week.
Well, we'll get into all that. We will get into that definitely. But 5, what did you take away from this Cowboys game, kicking 74 field goals, trying to beat the Cowboys this way? What was going through your head during this matchup?
The Giants had an opportunity to win the game. And as you've seen over the last 5 years of watching Daniel Jones play, when they have the ball and a chance to win the game, they just don't usually come through. I mean, in 2022, yeah, he was better because he had Saquon to lean on, and Saquon would come up with big plays. Now, when it's on Daniel Jones, the Giants had opportunities to take the lead multiple times, and they had to settle for field goals. There was that fluke face mask penalty, which was called on Daniel Bell. He gets hit in the face by the defender, and then somehow it's called on Daniel Bellinger, which
I think it was a good call, personally.
I think it was a conspiracy. I think that there was, and we end up losing by 5 points. Now, here's the thing. Y'all were scared. Y'all were scared. You were like, why are the Giants actually hanging with us in this game? Why are they doing this? But I knew that we weren't going to come through because that's how we do things, that we didn't do it against the Commanders. And why would I think that they would do it against the Cowboys? So we're seeing the last season of Daniel Jones as a Giant. I won't have to deal with this. We will be drafting a new quarterback. He just doesn't have it. And the other thing is, the neck injury and his previous injuries has killed his deep ball. That part of his game, you haven't seen him connect on a deep throw yet this year. And it's really important to be able to connect. Look at the Dolphins, what they're missing without Tua. And that is a very specialized skill, and only a handful of quarterbacks have it. And Daniel Jones used to have it. He had a year where he, his rookie year, he was really good. And then he started getting banged up.
You think you're attributing it to his neck?
Yeah, he missed a lot of games last year. He missed 2 years before that. He missed games, and his deep ball is just off. His throws are just off.
No, he's right now very bad at it. I was tracking some of his stats, and it's one of those things where you don't have to hit it. You don't have to be throwing it that far down the field all the time. But I just saw Patrick Mahomes this season has hit on 3 or 4 of his 7 deep passes over 20 yards. One was that touchdown we saw to Worthy. So it's more about when those opportunities are there, just hitting them. And it was in that game in prime time, it was he just needed to hit on one of those plays, and it probably made the difference there. So it's that close. But if you can't hit
personally,
those spots, screwed.
I think you're putting too much onus on Daniel Jones here. I think that loss was a loss that comes from coaching, personally. Who kicks 5 field goals? If I'm Dable, I'm going for one of those. I'm going for the win. I'm not putting it in the hands, leaving it to maybe we'll get the ball back and we got to. No, I'm taking a chance. You guys were too passive in this game, too conservative in this game. And if we're talking about Daniel Jones, we got to talk about your running game as well. You guys couldn't run anything on us. Our defense looked great in the run game, and we haven't looked great in the run game against anyone. So I think we might need to not attribute everything to Daniel Jones, because he played a pretty good game. No turnovers, no interceptions, right? And y'all couldn't run but 1.4 yards per carry against us. Imagine if you have Saquon. I think you guys end up winning that game, personally.
Yeah, even with Saquon, though, the A-gap penetration from the Giants, I said penetration, from the Giants' front 4 or offensive line was just not there. And Singletary was seeing no gaps, and he wasn't even able to start to run downhill, and that absolutely killed the complexion of the game. And again, the Giants just moved the ball between the 20s. That's their thing. That's been their thing all year. And Dable is calling the plays, but the red zone offense has been sus and been very yeah, you can blame coaching, but Dable's strategy got the Giants with the ball with a chance to take the lead in the final 2 minutes. Like they had an opportunity.
Y'all kicked 5 field goals.
You know who I think should request a trade?
Who's that?
Dexter Lawrence.
Oh gosh, there's no way. No.
Yes, he should request a trade. He is wasting away on that Giants defense. I have no hope for it. He wasn't even on my radar, but just hearing you talk about the Giants, save Dexter Lawrence. Request a trade, my man. You deserve better.
So but the Giants are a quarterback and a decent safety away from being like that. CD Lamb play was pathetic, where the safety just was supposed to come over and help over the top and just completely ran to the sideline.
Let me give you the perspective from a Cowboys side of things looking at that game.
Dak Prescott, request a trade. Save yourself from Jerry.
Landing in the helicopter on the field.
CeeDee Lamb, request a trade.
So looking at that game from a Cowboys perspective, yes, we won. But did we, though? This was a Pyrrhic victory if I've ever seen one. We come out of this game, we lose Micah for who knows how long. We lose DeMarcus Lawrence for who knows how long. Cooks now is out. This game against the Steelers is going to be wild. But the biggest takeaway is, what is our offense doing? Look, if you go back and watch that game, and remember, I'm going to bring back last season. Last season, we sucked on offense until the San Francisco 49ers. We got blown out by the 49ers, and then you saw a huge change. What did you see? You saw motion, pre-snap motion all the time happening. Cut to this year. Our offense is back to sucking again. What are we not doing? Pre-snap motion. I believe we are one of the fewest. We have the least pre-snap motion out of every team in the NFL. And there was
which other teams use very little pre-snap motion?
Go ahead.
Teams with rookie quarterbacks.
Yes.
The other three lowest ones, I believe, are Denver, the Bears.
Chicago.
I don't know where the Commanders are, but I think there's another young QB in there. So that's a good observation.
I come across a clip of Luke Kuechly, and he's talking about the effects that pre-snap motion has on defenses. And now the fact that people are running these motions, full sprint, stopping, going back the other way. There's so much creativity and play calling now with the motion, and we're not even utilizing it. Our offense is stale. I think it's scheme. I think it's players as well. This game is going to be crazy against the Steelers, but I think we will not be successful until you see a return of that pre-snap motion to the Cowboys offense, because it's too easy for the defenses to get in position, to key on our guys, especially like a CD Lamb. And then after you take away CD, what really is there after that? What were you going to say, Tom?
Well, the problem is too, Scooter, it's not just pre-snap stuff, is that right now, the Cowboys seem like a one-dimensional team. What is their run game? I mean, the Giants know it more than anybody. As I was talking to my neighbor literally yesterday, who's a Giants fan, it's just they're one of the worst run games in the entire league right now. The Cowboys are not doing significantly better. No one's really afraid of Rico Dowdle right now or Zeke. Yeah. And because of that, they are going to key in more on CeeDee Lamb and get after Dak, because they know a good chunk of the time they're just going to be throwing the ball. Yeah. So I think until you get a decent running game and be more of a balanced offense, it's going to be tough to get that offense going at all, because the defense knows you're going to be throwing it majority of the time.
Don't forget, Jerry Jones couldn't afford Derrick Henry.
Sure.
Couldn't afford Derrick Henry.
And
he can afford to fly his helicopter.
We couldn't afford Derrick Henry because we are paying Trey Lance the same amount of money that we would have paid Derrick Henry.
Mm-hmm. But you can't afford this. On top of the Cowboys practice field and landing. That is what you paid Derrick Henry salary for. Congratulations. Somebody throw a football at the rotor blades.
Let's just talk about, you know what? Maybe the problem with the Cowboys is they don't have any time to practice because their owner is landing a helicopter on their practice field in the middle of practice. Maybe that.
Okay.
Maybe that.
Okay. I saw this clip earlier. I think it's much to do about nothing, personally. He's just coming in on a helicopter. He does it all the time. For whatever reason, they just chose to post this.
But
I've been there. I've been at the Star.
Same.
It's a regular thing.
Yep.
Like, he does
Yep.
this routinely.
But
I don't know why today, all of a sudden, it's different.
because, Scooter, the Cowboys are not doing great. And so there needs to be the wherewithal of, hey, we shouldn't be probably posting this right now. Like, this is probably not the thing to put out there right this
I
second.
think it wasn't him that posted. I think it was a news reporter that did.
Yeah, like, I don't think it was from. But again, like, he does
The
this
Cowboys
all
are
the
always
time.
going to get news, yeah.
Yeah, he does this. I think it's much to do about nothing, but let people talk whatever they want
I
to
want to
talk.
land my
Cowboys are
helicopter
down
on
bad.
this field.
It's going to be interesting to see what we do against this Steelers game. Speaking of the Steelers, though, they started off the season pretty strong. Now, though, they've given up a game to the Colts, an Anthony Richardson-less Colts. Instant reaction from this game, Tree.
Well, all I'm going to say is this. Joe Flacco. This is a man beyond compare. He comes in and dominates. He is the modern Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's gone from checkdowns to meme legend him. Anthony Richardson's mother. He might have fathered Anthony Richardson. I don't know. But the reality is Joe Flacco is the dream. He is the machine. He is the man that carries the memes to the modern legend. This is your comeback player of the year, Joe Flacco. But and that being said, the Steelers just came out completely flat. I mean, Anthony Richardson was dicing up that defense too. So it's just more or less it's shown a real big issue with this team. It's that once Alex Highsmith went down, all the Colts were doing was running weak side, especially with Jonathan Taylor. And once he went down, Trey Sermon, they couldn't stop it. And they neutralized TJ Watt. I know they mentioned about holding, but if you notice a lot of the plays, they were running to the left. They were running weak side. And they couldn't get pressure on Joe Flacco. He diced apart that defense. They couldn't get off the field. And the fact that the Steelers even came back in this game is actually, kind of damning on the Colts per se. But, I mean, Fields did all right. He threw for over 300 yards, but he had a few bad plays. He did that old Bears thing where he tried to do too much, fumbled it midfield. And then I don't know if it was his fault or Zach Frazier's fault, but they botched that snap, which pretty much killed all the momentum that the team had. But at the same time, I think this is really damning on the Steelers defense because this is supposed to be your most expensive defense, like the most expensive unit in the NFL, and you're getting gashed by the Colts. The Colts had a really good scheme. They game planned well, and they earned the win. But the real concern for the Steelers right now is offensive line. They are banged up ridiculously on that front. James Daniels is now out for the year with I believe, a torn meniscus. Isaac Seumalo's been out for a few weeks. I think he's full practice. I think he's coming back. Nate Herbig is another guy who's out for a bit. Troy Fautanu, our first-round pick's out for the year too. And, I mean, Broderick Jones, I think he had one big penalty and may have missed a few, but he did not do a Broncos thing this time.
No, that was the best
I know that's your
greatest drive.
That's your favorite Steeler. I get it, but I mean, as I said, it's just they got punched in the mouth.
Hold on, I'm sorry, real quick.
how much
Jacob just donated $1,500 in
Oh!
one show. Yeah,
Nice.
we have just you're over $5,260, and we haven't even been live for 30 minutes. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Come on
As I said,
now.
I did this. I did it on Sunday for the stream. I raised, I think, like a little over 2,000. But
Hell yeah.
you destroyed me, dude. I bow to you.
Nah, it's
About
all
you.
going to help people. That's all that matters.
We're not worthy.
I'm shifting gears here. Because I just saw this, and this is kind of interesting. Can you guys hear this?
Yes. So
A little bit.
as you've heard from a couple teams now, and the NFLPA is going to come out with a statement in an effort to protect the sanctity of the locker room and the comfort of the players. Each team is going to figure out a program to where we conduct our interviews outside of the locker room. Now, this doesn't bar you from the locker room. We can't do that. But what we want to do is get cameras off guys in private moments in our locker rooms. So I've been working with Emily, I've been working with PJ, and I'm going to work with you guys
Shout out, Emily.
to figure out the best solution so that you guys get the content you need, the sanctity of the locker room is protected, and this is what our membership wants, to feel more comfortable in a private space that is the locker room.
That's
Darn, we're not gonna be able to see players' hogs anymore.
I know. That's the real tragedy. But like
Theo Brown does another live stream.
it seems a little weird that it's taken this long for you said because they're working with the NFLPA. So I'm assuming this is something that might happen to all teams. But like, why are we sending people into the locker room immediately after games for interviews where they're trying to avoid guys coming? You really are trying to avoid guys coming out of the shower. Like that is your first goal is to find like a guy to talk to and get a soundbite. Your second goal is to make sure you got no wiener in the background. And it happens a lot. I was in the Broncos locker room one season, very limited amount of time, and there was a lot of dongs just everywhere all the time. So it seems like this is a smart move.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
When I was doing Snapchat for the Cowboys several seasons ago, I got into the locker room, same type of thing. But Cowboys have a little bit better situation though. But I'm with you, Brandon. I don't know why it's taken this long to come up with something like this.
The thing that blows my mind is like you're not supposed to film in a gym like locker room, right? Like that's a big taboo societally. Like if you take a selfie in the gym locker room, you're shouted down. But dude, there's full media crews mic'd up and cameras on everyone in their locker. There needs to be another room where you can meet and talk to players, and then they can go back into their locker room and like enjoy their privacy. Yeah,
they have that.
Yeah.
There's probably some creep in the locker room who's got like the widest angle lens possible. He doesn't tell anybody that he's shooting wide just so he can get something for himself later. Know what I'm saying?
What lens do you got on that right now? The best one.
The widest. This would play on an IMAX. That's what I'm saying, guys.
And no adjustment needed.
Yeah.
It's Christopher Nolan with
caught in
IMAX
4K.
camera.
Yeah.
That is crazy. But I am glad they are moving forward with that so people are more comfortable. And someone else who might be more comfortable is Davante Adams if he were on a different team, which is why he requested a trade. Now, the title of this is other players that should request a trade. So where do you guys think Davante ends up, first of all? And then what other players do you think we could see asking for a trade? I'll start. I think we might see Davante end up on the Jets, reunited with his brother, Aaron Rodgers. And I also just saw...
They're not related.
Yeah, not by blood. Absolutely not. But by other means, potentially. I also think the running back, ETN, out of Jacksonville. I just saw that. They said he might be up on the trading block. So I'll pass it to you guys.
Ooh. That's a great grab, Scooter. I wasn't even thinking of Travis Etienne, but he's been underutilized. They've got Tank Bigsby there.
And they're terrible.
They lose another game. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Jags might be selling a lot of pieces.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, do you look at Christian Kirk? Do you look at,
it's for the Broncos. Yeah, because Trevor Lawrence can't hit any of his deep receivers either.
I mean, I think because the Commanders are playing really well right now, they could use a little bit more as like a pass rusher. So I think if Micah Parsons goes to the Commanders, I think that could potentially be a big move. You know, they could save a lot of money, the Cowboys. You know, they're hurting right now. So next year they could pay a running back potentially. So I think that could work out. Or Hassan Reddick is still hanging around, huh?
Yep.
When's that guy going to do something?
He's still holding out from the Jets.
When's that going to get resolved?
Here's my thing. Here's another name you can think of. Bryce Huff. Apparently he's not that happy in Philadelphia. He might be traded too.
Ooh.
It's Bryce Huff for Hassan Reddick. They just go, you know
right
what?
back.
Let's do the right back.
Trade two malcontents.
Technically.
Yes. The one thing that I don't have much faith in is like trade deadline moves like rarely happen. Like they don't really, there's not much in season moves that occur.
I think Devontae is getting moved.
I would think so. It's just you just never know. There could be some dark horse candidate that just comes in and is like, "Hey, we've got the cap room." That's the one thing. He's got a big cap hit, so you got to get a little creative to get him in there.
But
And
did you also see that it's descending basically all the way till the trade deadline? It drops significantly if you trade for him at the trade deadline.
Well, then maybe they already have his team lined up, and we're just, how long can the NFL keep that under wraps? But it does make sense to send him to the Jets. But the Jets don't strike me as a team that wants to give up any capital. They don't. The price tag. What would you say the price tag for Adams is, boys?
It looks like it's a second round.
Second rounder for a rental.
And
yeah, but I mean, if Aaron Rodgers wants him, I mean, you've already gone like all in. This is supposed to be your year. They're going to go get him.
A dumbass team like the Browns would do that. They would just be like, "Hey, this is what we need to fix our squad."
If anything, the Browns are looking to trade Amari Cooper.
Second round pick.
So,
I don't think that's going to be.
Scooter's like, please, Amari Cooper, come back.
What do you guys think the likelihood is we get Amari Cooper back on the Cowboys? Give me a percentage. What's the percentage?
6%.
0%.
5%. I'm
going 27% chance.
20.
There's
a
more than a 7% chance we get Amari Cooper back.
You'd be so happy, Scooter.
I would.
You would be ecstatic.
I really would.
You could get Ezekiel Elliott.
Don't make me watch Brandon Cooks anymore, please.
Right. Ezekiel Elliott and Amari. Who else do you need to bring back?
Scheme. We need
a running back.
Larry Allen, rest in peace. We need DeMarcus Ware, prime DeMarcus Ware.
No, you're getting past DeMarcus Ware.
Maybe
I believe. Go bring back Dave Campo. I think he's the guy you need.
Yeah, maybe a defensive coordinator.
Great era.
No, as the head coach.
Dave Campo as the head coach.
Yes.
When Dave Campo was the head coach, I don't think he knew he was the head coach. He was just like, "What am I doing?"
Those were dark times. Dark times that so many Cowboys fans seem ready to run back into by getting rid of Dak. They want to go back to the Campo days.
Yeah, they don't know how. Yeah, sorry, got 5.
No, I know this is an aside, but Tom, where was there an era in Packers lore where you really questioned your coach? Like for me, we had McAdoo and Shermer like back to back. I was like, these guys are, and then Joe Judge. We had 3 consecutive idiots. Has that ever happened with the Packers?
Dude, so when I interviewed Mark Murphy this past summer, I brought that up because this is his last year as the president. In his tenure, and he's been there, it's been a while. He has hired 1 GM and 1 head coach. And that is it. So
sounds like a lazy president.
He's not doing anything. But legitimately,
he just sits there and collects checks.
Not worth it.
McCarthy's time, because we usually hang on to coaches for far too long. We did it with Dom Capers. We did it. Well, Mike Patton didn't get a really chance to do Joe Barry. But when it came to Mike McCarthy, by the time things got really bad, and it was just years of seeing Aaron Rodgers doing just about everything. It was bad. It was so bad the Packers fired him before the end of the season. They fired him after that Cardinals game, which is still like a holy crap move. The Packers never do that. So legitimately, it's happened maybe like twice in my lifetime.
Did y'all fire McCarthy because your offense wasn't creative and stale?
Yeah, well, it was so Ryan Grant actually had a great comment about this because when we were going through that new coaching hire, it was the big thing of like, is Aaron Rodgers going to get along with the new coach? Is he picking the new coach? And Mark Murphy's like, no, that's not how this works. And what wound up happening is when he eventually got hired, it was Ryan Grant had a quote saying that Rodgers was given basically the keys to the car, and then people got upset when he was driving. And it's basically implying it was heavy implying that McCarthy wasn't doing a whole lot of coaching. I don't think that's the case, but I think it got so stagnant where there was no defense to help Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers was just doing Aaron Rodgers things. We were using Ty Montgomery as like a running back and all that stuff. So I think it just they weren't playing, what was expected of Packers football.
Yeah, y'all got what is it? When the lead singer starts becoming more important to the band, that was what happened with Aaron Rodgers. You had lead vocal syndrome or whatever it was.
Axl
It was
Rose
really, it was an interesting time.
What else is interesting is this Thursday night football game coming up between the Bucks, 3-1 Bucks, and the 2-2 Falcons. Who do you guys have winning this game and why? Personally, I think primetime Kurt, he's turning it around. He's turning some things around here in prime
They
time.
didn't score a single offensive touchdown on Sunday.
Yeah, they
They're
won because
turning
the Saints are
things around. I think so.
You know who should request a trade? Kirk Cousins.
Trades
Kirk-
back to
Michael
Washington.
Penix.
He's going to be a Redskin again.
You like that? Like that, bro?
What do you guys think about
Yeah, I mean, the Buccaneers, after losing not to the Lions but losing to the Broncos, they had that really nice rebound and they decimated the Eagles, dude. The Eagles have their own issues but to have 0 yards going into the second quarter, not great.
wild?
But all that being said, the defense is playing really well. When Vita Vea is back, they are much, much better. And I think that Baker is super efficient. Again, Per and I were talking about this, and he's like, just go Bucky. But their run game is the thing I'm concerned about with the Buccaneers. But I think that defense should. Oh my God, Trey, this is horrifying. Should be
don't know
able to
what I'm
contain whatever
doing.
the Falcons defense.
I
is
can't
gonna
see
throw
out
at
of
them.
this
Good
thing.
God, this is.
Why is he Macarenaing?
I don't know.
I didn't know this was a fear of mine, but here we are. That's,
Someone please clip this.
I don't worry.
Chipotle should
Tom,
request a trade.
This is going to be
Tom
all
Woolley.
over your nightmares, baby.
Yeah,
I want to see Tree
See,
do a
it's not
gritty.
it's not even the. It's
Make it a
just
gif.
The sunken in face Slender Man vibes is really just. It's on a different layer. There it is. Yeah, that's.
Oh my
guys,
God.
I saw
Oh
you saw that.
gosh.
And we
It's
just
more
got
see-through than you would
demonetized.
think.
And I
So
just
it's
The
more
worst
like
part
jazz
is the
music.
guacamole. It's pretty
This
bad.
video marked unsafe for everyone.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
you can gritty.
I'm very happy
gritty.
that this episode
no.
was sponsored because
Yeah, of course. I mean,
that one.
hey, we're talking about
Think of some of the legends of championships past. What did they have in common? They were the underdog. Proudly sponsoring the stream. Be the hero of your game by mastering pickup. Put your ball knowledge to the test. Choose the stat of your desire, higher or lower. The opportunities are endless. With daily promos and free picks, you can be the master of your own domain. Just use promo code CLICKBAIT in the link below. Get up to $1,000 in bonus cash on your first deposit and a special pick in the lobby. Everybody loves underdog and clickbait, right? Always play responsibly.
As I was saying, dude, it's either we do that or I do a really bad gritty. Let's not do the really bad.
That's fair. I actually am going to choose the Bucks though in tonight's game though. I like how they played against the Eagles. I feel like they've righted the wrongs that happened in that Broncos game. I got the Bucks. I'm going with the closest team to Orlando, the Buccaneers.
I'm gonna unleash a hot take. I've got the Falcons winning tonight because I don't know. The Bucks they beat the Eagles, but the Eagles were headed for that kind. Like they were cruising for that beat down. And the Falcons, this seems Thursday nights have been weird. Last Thursday was inexplicably close, and this Thursday I think Captain Kirk gets it done again, and he starts changing that narrative for primetime Kirkness. I think he
Brandon,
brings
why
it.
do you have a knife?
Yeah,
What is that?
Hey,
Dagger.
can you cut my Chipotle?
smell the
I
knife.
can't get into it.
Why do you have a dagger? And is it real?
Got it.
It is very real. and
So
it's
you can
because-
hurt yourself with it?
No. Well, there's a possibility. I'm introducing the Revenge Dagger. to
I'm
compete
calling
with
Jess.
Kyle
Something
Brandt's
like this.
Angry Run Scepter.
It's not.
So, for revenge games, for players in revenge games, each week a player will be awarded the Revenge Dagger.
Are you going to send that to people through the mail?
We'll see. We'll see if the federal government's got a problem with that.
I've been
they do.
watching,
I think they're gonna get arrested.
FBI. No, I will not send this in the mail.
they
I've
have
been
to buy
watching-
it.
But it was just sitting
Rings
over
of
there. And
Power.
it's so cool. I just wanted to play with it.
Yeah, I don't have
It's
a
so
knife, but
sharp,
I'll go up
too,
across
guys.
for
This
Jesus. For Jeebus. My
It's
grandma.
real sharp.
I been watching Rings of Power.
Sorry.
Feels like that is straight out of there. Straight out of that.
Yeah.
It's power.
So,
I have a sword.
but who do you have, though, in this game? You have a dagger. Who do you have in the Thursday
I got
night
to
game?
make a pick. Oh, this is a great time to do it.
I'm scared.
Well, I think I'm going with the Buccaneers as well. I just think they're a better overall team right now.
They're hooping.
I'm working on a video, and the Falcons, despite bringing in old Matthew Judon, just 4 sacks on the season so far. We'll see if they remain as one of the worst teams at sacking quarterbacks. I think they're 7th worst in pressure rate. I want them to be good. That's the thing that's tricky. I want to see Kirk Cousins. I want Big Kirko. I want it all. But not yet. Not against Baker. Short week. Give me the Bucks.
All
I
right.
believe.
It's been
Honestly,
the
I think what.
Don't worry.
Oh, I mean, I feel like I'm going to put the dagger in this conversation. I believe Tampa Bay is going to win because Atlanta more or less is dancing through raindrops. I mean, with their offense, especially with Bijan going down, he's banged up. So I don't know if he's going to get like a little iffy there. And plus, Atlanta hasn't really gotten it together offensively just yet. I know Cousins still doesn't look comfortable in the pocket. Kyle Pitts still doesn't get targets. By the way, apparently stats are for losers. So we've gone back to Arthur. So I believe at anything there, it's that, I feel like Baker's just going to he's going to plant a flag on Atlanta's corpse, and it will go from there.
All right.
What are you showing, Five?
Yeah, I got the Buccaneers.
I can
reason-
barely see in this, and what is that? Is that like a dragon sword or something?
No, so the reason I
Dragon
have a sword, so there used to be this grappling tournament called Naga, and I won. Like I arm locked this kid, and I
Did you
won.
use the sword on him?
Yes.
He's like,
no,
we weren't
at-
allowed to, but I killed that kid.
He committed seppuku. I was
I
allowed
did
to
a
keep the
murder.
sword. I don't wash it just to remind myself of my victory.
No, back in the day, if you won a Naga tournament, you got a sword, and so I won
that's
one. I
pretty
got
dope.
several.
Nice.
I have like as a tournament grappler, I was around 500. I was like 10-10, but I have
Hell yeah.
plenty of
Should win some
trophies.
Chipotle.
That's impressive.
No.
But it would have been
That is.
much cooler if you won a sword fighting tournament.
Honestly,
I honestly, yes.
Do
That
they
would
have
be-
those?
They've got
Sword
everything.
fighting tournaments?
I think
It's
that's called
called
fencing.
No,
Yeah.
not fencing. Not
mean
your
like real
BS
swords.
Look like
padded.
right now.
don't they have
Fucking
like that
sword.
medieval MMA, like UFC, where they're like in full like night gear?
Yes.
Oh, that stuff's cool.
That-
That's cool.
Would you rather watch
Wrestling is
or
the night fighting.
would you rather watch two knights go at it in an actual joust or two people slapping across a table?
Oh, the night, easy.
You got to.
I might go slapping.
best thing.
honestly.
It was my favorite scene in Cable Guy was the night fight at medieval
Yes.
times.
Yeah, I might go
Medieval
slapping.
Dinner
more
and
personal.
tournament.
Like
Mhm.
hand to face,
Good God.
more personal.
I just think that slapping, it's so like it goes down to the lowest common denominator. It's like we need violence, so we're not even gonna have a skill where you can avoid the violence. You just get hit in the
If two
face.
can accept
There's
the
no-
violence, the heart
Yes.
goes to the face.
Yeah,
I-
there's just
I
no
think-
Congratulations on your
competition.
concussion.
I think we should go to the countdown. That's what I think.
We can for sure.
You know what? I think we should praise Joe Flacco more. Joe Flacco. What are we doing? I want to talk about Joe Flacco.
That's right, baby. I don't have a rap, but we just raised $6,000 in like about 50 minutes. So I appreciate the hell out of you for donating to Direct Relief. All of us are doing some fundraisers to help all the victims from the hurricane, sending relief over there. So we appreciate the hell out of you. Thank you, and thank you. Also, go back up.
Let's get Super Bowl.
I got $2. But I also forgot to set up my stream for the donations. So I'm happy that I did not win.
You
Scooter
just
wins.
won.
Scooter's
You
the
just won
only
with
one that wins. I
$2.
vote that Scooter wins. You're the
Yes,
only
I
one who
vote
made money
yes.
during this stream.
Yes, so Scooter
You're the
is going
only.
to
You
get
are
punished.
literally the
Yes.
only one who made money
Yes.
this stream.
I did
Scooter
donate.
should get
I
punished.
legitimately
I
can't
say
see how
he's
much
got to
I
do a
donated.
$2 punishment. I think it's
No,
a
no,
$2
actually,
punishment.
You know what? I
How
think
much money? Take your face mask off and
I
reveal
can't.
how
It's
much
it's a
money
onesie. I have to
you made.
unzip it.
Rip it.
I can't.
I would think.
No, you know what? It's
that's-
fine. I'll take it.
Here's
It's
the thing.
fine.
It's
Scooter?
I put mine to charity. I legitimately can't. I
Okay,
can
yeah, it's
barely
fine.
see.
Yeah.
I can't
Give it
see
to
the
me.
names of who donated and what donated. I want to thank each and every one of you. I can barely type too, like these hands. Like I've probably made a bunch of misspellings here.
I think Scooter should have to eat whatever he could buy in dinner for the $2. Whatever he has to go to the grocery store with $2 and have a meal with that.
He's
money.
gonna buy like a candy
Just-
bar. Oh, he won't.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
you should
yeah,
buy
yeah.
a thing.
You'd be lucky to
I
buy a
would
can of beans.
like. What is the best tasting meal that you could get for $2? I would think of like a
definitely would
pack of
involve
ramen
Taco
and an
Bell.
onion.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, it used to be the McDonald's dollar menu, and then they turned it to $3.
Back
Oh,
is
yeah.
$100
Maggie.
menu.
It's Taco Bell. Don't sleep on Taco Bell.
I think
No,
you
no,
should
no.
have to go to-
Do you know who you're talking to right now? Come on. Look at this. This is better than
All right,
Taco.
hold on. I got a punishment for Scooter. Okay, ready for this? You
Okay.
have to donate $2 to the
Mhm.
Eagles Foundation. They have an awesome autism charity for the Eagles, and you got to leave those emails on for a year.
Ooh.
It's a $2
I
punishment.
feel like that's
Let's
like
go.
at least a $20 punishment right there.
No.
A month. All right, give it till the end of the year then. The end of the year. So what are you
Okay,
gonna get?
that's
Like
fair.
3 more? Okay, end of the year. All right.
Okay.
Who
End of the
is
year.
there?
Hey,
Okay, to the Eagles. What
They
foundation?
do an amazing. So if you just go on their website, they have an awesome autism foundation that they work with. I learned about it during 30 and 30. So yeah, it's a really, really good org.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I got you. I got you guys.
There we go.
We
There we go.
we raised exactly $420. Perfect from the state of Colorado.
Smoke
Hell yeah.
weed every day.
Hell yeah.
We raised about $110, which I very much appreciate. Thanks,
go, baby.
guys. Every little
I-
bit counts.
As I
Every
said,
little bit
I
counts.
do not know.
Tree is
and
trying.
I can't see in this thing. All I
Take
could
your
do
hood off.
is do the gritty. No, it's a onesie. I literally can't do
That
it.
is the worst. That is the most unseasoned gritty I've ever.
We
Eat shit, buddy.
yeah, that's
I
some-
can't move in this thing.
I what?
Uh,
I can't.
we
Help
raised
me.
$6,000
Help
on the button. So
Oh.
yeah, appreciate the hell out of y'all. That's
Let's
what
go.
what a good day.
I have crumbs all over my
oh
table.
yeah. I appreciate
I
y'all.
killed the Chipotle
That's
bag.
just
The
that's
Tritty.
insane.
Help me.
All right, what do you guys have coming out in the near future?
Help.
Tree and I are streaming the Mets versus the Brewers on the Dumpster Fire. Actually, I'll put
I'll
up
be
a
running
link
late.
to that.
But
Yes,
I will be
I'll
there.
be. I'll start it solo. I am a Mets fan, and its series is tied 1-1. It's do or die tonight for the Mets.
Point of view,
Season
you're a
on
Mets
the
fan.
line. So that's what I got
Alright.
coming. And then I have a Saturday. I have a special on the Roy Kidd. So the Eastern Kentucky Stadium is so lopsided. It's one of the ugliest stadiums I've ever seen, but there is a reason why, and it's actually a really cool reason. So it's a really
We'll
good.
have to tune
it's a
in to
good
find out.
story.
Oh wait, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Tree, you raised $2,894. My chat's telling me. I don't know why we
Nice.
couldn't just.
I
check.
know, like 2,200 was during the original stream, so probably $600. So thank
Let's
you
go.
all very much.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go, baby.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Let's rock. Let's do it.
Tree, what do you have coming out?
Well, I just released Sports Ball. I'm also I'm out doing with 5 for the Mets game, and I'm also going to be doing a stream this Sunday for Steelers Cowboys. So, Mr. Scooter, I think we need to think of something.
I think we do as well. So I'll be streaming that game, and then I'll also be streaming potentially the Florida UCF game tomorrow, which might be a mistake. I actually just got back from Orlando Magic Media Day, so I got to interview a bunch of the Magic players. So expect some of that content coming out, and the Cowboys reaction videos, NFC East meeting. You guys know the deal.
Yeah, you did a good video with them, Scoot.
Yeah,
Well,
those are
thank you.
always entertaining,
Yeah.
especially as a Giants fan who cried.
They all picked UCF. It was very funny.
It was not to me, but to others.
Yeah, I'll be streaming tonight. Potential video after that, and then there'll be a ton of videos tomorrow. So we go raw, baby.
And I'm gonna eat Chipotle tonight. That's what I'm
Went to
doing.
Chipotle.
I'm scared.
Appreciate you. Also, if you're not watching this live, you can still donate. I'm going to leave it open for a week. Okay, thank you. Appreciate you.
And remember, we will be back next week at the same time. This has been another episode of Clickbait Sports.
Let's go.
And you have been navigated.